What's up, everybody? My Adventures with Superman returned for another episode with the Super Cousins, but it's Jimmy's 11 today. There will, of course, be spoilers for the episode here in my breakdown, so you've been warned. Now let's see what Jimmy got us into this week. This week's episode opened up with Amanda Waller calling out Superman. He's obviously gone off planet here, and so the evil mastermind, she's taking advantage of that. She announces the HDC and immediately puts martial law into effect so they can get the Kryptonian upon his return to Earth. Waller, she's also taking care of anyone who doesn't see it her way. We then jump to the main focus of this week's episode. How the hell did Lois and Jimmy find the Super Cousins? Well, we see the pair frantically trying to figure out a plan as they decide they're going to seek help from an old foe, Livewire. Jimmy even empties his bank account for his pal Superman, but even that doesn't convince Heatwave, who must be Michelle Rory in this universe, to stick around with their girlfriend Livewire for the job. Now, that's something I didn't love in season one, the gender bent Heatwave, because I'm a big fan of Captain Cold and Heatwave in Flash's Rogue Gallery, but this relationship with Livewire and the gender bent Heatwave actually did resemble that really well, in my opinion. Obviously, without Captain Cold and Heatwave aren't romantic lovers, but everything else I thought it was really good here this episode, resembling that, and it ended up working because of it. Oh, Mala and Brain are also here to help, thanks to Jimmy. Anyway, Lois is really freaking out over Clark being gone and breaking up with him right before it to make things worse. So, not knowing anything about his kidnapper Kara, she brought her kryptonite orb from the season 1 multiverse episode, but Jimmy demands she doesn't use it as Waller heads to Star Labs for a check-in. It doesn't take Waller very long when she's there to discover the intruders, and she sends Slade to go get them. This is where the crew splits as Mala and Brain go for parts to finish their portal machine, and Livewire abandons everyone, leaving Lois and Jimmy on their own. We also got a great moment here where Jimmy puts it perfectly when he's defending Kara, talking about Kal-El and Kara, telling Lois that Clark had them on Earth when he was coming up, and he had friends and people that cared about him, and Kara had nobody. Then, just as it seems their mission failed, Mala and Brain return just in time, as they didn't abandon the mission after all. They just took a detour. The team's got problems though, as the ship needs repairs and Lex's new Metallos are at the hangar doors. But just as Lois and Jimmy remind each other that Superman isn't there to save them, Livewire and Heatwave come in to save the day. We learn they had an entirely separate plan to steal weapons, which did work, but Livewire was drawn back by Lois's whining and successfully aided the team in escaping. The episode ends as we see Lex moving up Waller's ranks, moving Slade to the side, kind of into the general lane position now where he can get tossed away, as it seems a new rivalry has been born between those two. We then saw the same ending as last week's episode, obviously with the new POV from Lois and Jimmy in the ship to lead us into episode 8. Listen, I like that episode, but just barely. As I said earlier, I really ended up enjoying the stuff between Livewire and the gender bent Heatwave, which is great because I didn't love Heatwave in season 1, so they've come around with me on that one. It was also a great episode for Lois and Jimmy, which this show does a good job, highlighting just those two about once a season, which I feel is just a perfect amount. But I really hated how the heist was handled. The Livewire save and second plan was good, but if they had actually gone through the heist as they talked through the plan, I think that would have actually worked out really well. It would be the same pretty much, they think it's working out really well until Slade and Waller's troops stop them, except we don't have to see it twice this way, and we can get some more scenes in this episode with just the 10 episode seasons. And so that'll do it for my breakdown of the 7th episode from My Adventure with Superman Season 2. A bit of a fall off after a couple really strong weeks, but still a good episode as Season 2 tries to catch up to Season 1 in terms of quality. Let me know what you thought about the episode, though, down in the comments below, and make sure you have a great day.